The bodies which are being found by the Israeli Defense Forces in Gaza are testimony to the fact that Netanyahu's stated aim of rescuing the hostages, recovering the hostages, and bringing Hamas under. Hamas is getting stronger again, and the attacks, the unprincipled attacks by Netanyahu, have acted as a recruiting officer for all manner of terrorism, I suspect. It's deeply sad because after October the 7th, that birthday present for President Putin, Israel was poised to receive support and help from all manner of countries in the area and further afield, and it decided to go it alone so Netanyahu could play the war leader and take out Hamas once and for good. It hasn't happened, of course, because it was too complex, and the tunnel warfare is too dangerous for people to be entering in single file. That's the reason that you find all these spiral staircases in castles around England, particularly, because the only way to get up a spiral staircase is single file, and people trying to invade single file are easy prey to a defending group. If the terrorists are defending their tunnels, they have the advantage, because the only way the Israelis can advance is by single file in the dark. I don't know whether there are spiral staircases or whether there are steps going up and down, but if there are, that's an added. I suppose there are, because these are tunnels. That's an added obstacle. But the three bodies found yesterday, I think, Shani Luak, Amit Buskila, Yitzhak Gelerenta. Shani was the person on the back of a truck who was widely photographed and ridiculed, and it shows the way her body was paraded, shows a level of evil that sums up the Hamas terrorists. And now another body of Ron Benjamin has been recovered. All of these four individuals died on the day, and their bodies, for some reason, were then taken into captivity in Gaza. How many other individuals were killed before they were taken hostage? And so the number of hostages who might be rescued alive is probably getting smaller. But I don't see that Netanyahu's policy is working, and it's there was another huge protest march today through London, and no matter how much one may be sympathetic to the state of Israel suffering this dreadful terrorist attack, the response by the Netanyahu government is maddening and terrifying, and the IDF is falling into chaos, killing its own. Only yesterday, a tank killing 5 IDF soldiers in northern Gaza. This is a force which is tiring of this aggressive war that I would say cannot be won. It cannot be won. And this is different, very different to the war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine is a defensive war against an invading attacker. The war in Gaza should have been a justified response by a neighboring country that had been invaded by terrorists. Instead, it has become an aggressive invasion in its own right, where the civilian population has been persecuted, harassed, harangued, and killed to keep the Prime Minister of Israel in power. It is ultimately shameful.